Hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's Weekly Scoop, where I share with you the highlights of some of the news and happenings we've posted across our platforms during the past week. I think for me, the week started off with quite the shock of a large administrative penalty imposed on one of the country's collective investment schemes. Now, this was around the Know Your Client and anti-money laundering requirements set out in the FIC Act, and really is the processes and the procedures around verifying your client's identity, obviously when accepting or processing money, guarding against the financing of terrorism and bad behavior or criminal behavior. I think the issue for me was the fact that that is quite an alarming amount of money. And if I think about the smaller businesses out there, how would a penalty of almost or just over 10.5 million rand impact your business? Now, I'm not suggesting that proportionality should apply, certainly not when it comes to the financing of terrorism. But the requirements and the compliance requirements set out in these various pieces of legislation is starting to become quite overwhelming. And I think about if I was a key individual of a small a broking house or of a small financial advisory firm, what this kind of news would have meant to me. And I think it would have been quite a shock. And I think there's definitely conversations that need to start happening, unpacking this legislation and unpacking the requirements and the compliance needs of the various players in our industry. So that was the start of the week. I think the other conversation on our socials this week has been around financial literacy for children, and not only financial literacy for kids, but also financial literacy for families. And I posted an article from RCS where the authoress discussed the financial literacy tips or tricks that you can teach your kids at various stages in their development. And I know some of us feel quite intimidated by this, and some of us might feel that we lack a bit of confidence when it comes to financial matters. But there really is nothing wrong with instructing or teaching your children how to go grocery shopping, how to balance a budget, what is debt, giving them advances on their pocket money, and then teaching them about how to pay back debt and the like. And it's very important that these types of financial disciplines be instilled in our children as early as possible. And I'm an advocate for financial literacy for kids, because I think that financial disciplines and the beliefs around money start when we are young. And I'm busy reading the new Morgan Housel book, The Art of Spending. And certainly he talks about what we use money for and why we use money really in this pursuit of happiness, and unpack some of our motivations behind that spending. And a lot of it starts when we're younger. One of the issues that I advocate strongly for is financial literacy for children. And I know that this can sometimes be intimidating for parents who perhaps lack the confidence or feel that they lack the technical knowledge to be able to educate their children or make their children aware of the financial issues in their lives and in the world. But I think it is important. And what we've done at EBNet to support you as a parent is on our EBNet Kids page on our website at www.ebnet.co.za, where you can find a couple of videos to watch with your kids around financial planning tools, things like budgeting and how to spend money and how to invest money. But then also some of the products that are available out there for you as a parent to save for their education. And I know that that is a question that financial advisors get often. Really, the three issues are retirement savings, insurances that I might need in case I passed away or can no longer work, and then how do I save for my kids' education. And if you go to our kids menu on our kids page, you will find a number of options available for you. But this week, I posted a webinar that Leon, in fact, ran for Core Education Schools parents, where he took them through the financial planning journey of a family through the various stages. It's a great webinar. If you do have a moment, go catch the recording of that, and it will certainly help you understand the journey that you and your family are on. So go check that out when you have a moment. Yesterday, Thursday, I posted some great articles on the tricky 37s, and that would be 37D, that is the withholding of pension benefits, and 37C, the payment of death benefits, and how these are really tricky zones for retirement fund trustees to navigate and to negotiate. And particularly the article by Lisa De La Harpe from Sanlam on 37D is a highlight for me, because it really unpacks the requirements that need to be in place for a 37D claim to be upheld and acknowledged by a board of trustees. So go check out that article. It really is a good one.
EBNet is proud to bring you top quality content from experts across the financial services industry in South Africa and internationally, all for free. Your support helps us in doing this. All we ask is that you subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button below, share this video with others you think will benefit from it, and give us a thumbs up if you are enjoying the content. That way, you help us help you. Thank you from the team at EBNet. For more great content, please visit www.ebnet.co.za.
Posting on EBNet Stream this week was a conversation I had with Nikki Giles at Prescient, and this was following the production and publishing of their first ETF evolution report. So I caught up with Nikki over a cup of coffee and discussed what the report's intentions are and ETFs in general. A great conversation. If ETFs are something that you are interested in but think they're not for you because it's only for the high net worth individuals, you're wrong. If you listen to the interview, you'll see that I myself have started the ETF revolution and hopped on that bus and started investing in ETFs myself. And I'm by no means a high net worth individual, and I really share some of my experiences around that. But these, jokes aside, these are easily accessible ways of saving that really, what Nikki's words and the report's words say, democratize investments for investors. So a great conversation with Prescient there on ETFs. One of the conversations that I know the industry and decision makers are grappling with right now is that of private markets. And I know that we feel that unlisted means unsafe. So what we've done at EBNet, and this is really to grow the community's understanding around this and to empower you to ask the right questions, is our October In the Moment EBNet webinar is on private markets. But this is not your standard blah blah. This is really a look at private markets from a number of perspectives. I'm not going to spoiler alert anything further than that, but really bringing to your attention the questions that you are able and should ask of your providers when it comes to private markets. The reality is that we are all looking for performance. We are all looking to make a difference with our money and our investments, and private markets shouldn't be confused with impact investing, but certainly is one of the avenues to impact investing. So it is one of the things you do need to know about. Register for that webinar. It's on the 27th of October at 9 a.m. It's for free. And as I say, it's an hour well spent in terms of your own development and understanding of these private markets. Other things that are coming up, and what have we been busy with this week? Well, we're wrapping up the editing of our print publication, and that's Pensions World, which you can expect to hit the streets in the first week of November. The special feature there is impact investing, and again, helping our community and educating our community to ask the right questions, to get in the game, and to start understanding the framework that is around you. So that's that for this week, and I look forward to our conversation next week.